Hey y'all, today we're going to show you how we make our Angel Chicken in the Instant Pot, and we're going to take you on a little trip to Sittin Falls in Lincoln National Forest. Oh, while having a whole lot of fun. It's like a little oasis back here in the desert.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Hi, welcome back to another edition of Cooking Chris's Dishes with the Good Old Boy, where we're cooking up dishes straight from recipes.crock.com, my beautiful wife's cooking blog, and we're doing it from our camper kitchen, this time in Carlsbad, New Mexico, where we have seen beautiful caverns, we have seen beautiful mountains, and today we went and saw a beautiful waterfall known as Sittin Falls, southwest of Carlsbad. And gorgeous, absolutely beautiful down there. We'll show you here in just a little bit, but first we're going to get some chicken going in our Instant Pot. Angel Chicken is one that we did a while back on the blog. I can't remember if we did a Cooking Chris's Dishes for it in a crock pot or not, but it was good. I remember coming in the house when she made it in the crock pot, and she said, hey, taste this, and it tasted real good. And so now we want to do it only a little quicker because we went on a trip all day. It's about an hour from our campsite is where we went and checked out the falls, and then it's an hour trip back after the 2 or 3 hours we spent there. And so now we're hungry and it's time for some dinner. So instead of waiting all day for a crock pot meal, trusty little Instant Pot to the rescue, and we're going to make our Angel Chicken. This is a very delicious recipe, and well, we're going to have to modify it just a little bit because we're tired and we don't want to drive all the way back into Carlsbad, which is about a 25-minute drive in, and we don't have any cream of mushroom soup. So we're going to sort of kind of make our own style of this, but it's going to be real good, I hope. I'll keep looking on there because she's watching me from down there.
Yes, it is going to be just fine. I've made similar dishes all the time. We're gonna make do without the cream of mushroom soup, which is fine because a lot of people don't like using it anyways. Yeah. And this is definitely a low carb recipe for those of you that are hoping for such a thing.
And if you want high carb, I'll tell you some secrets later how you can make a high carb. But for now, let's talk about the stars of the show. Yes. You need chicken.
You don't got your chicken. It's in the freezer.
It's in the freezer. I'll be right back.
Because we can make this dish from frozen.
Let it go. Let it go. Hey, watch this. Chicken in 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Chicken. Isn't that a cool magic trick? You ought to see some of the other magic tricks I'll do. But not right now. We're going to show you how to cook chicken. So, am I going to use this whole thing? Frozen, boneless, skinless chicken thighs, the whole shebang, and that would be 3 pounds of frozen chicken thighs. I'll set that down and tell you about the rest of the ingredients, which would be, pick that up, 1 stick of butter.
No, half stick.
A half of this stick of butter, 1 cup of chicken broth, drained can of mushrooms. We are using a 4-ounce can of mushrooms, and a packet of Italian salad dressing recipe mix. I have Butterfingers today. Oh, butter's right there for her. And then also 2 bricks of cream cheese. These will come into play later, but I'm going to go ahead and set them out now so they're at room temperature so they'll melt down a little quicker. So we'll just set them aside to chill out or warm up. And the first thing I want to do is make sure the bowl stays in there. It's a little excited. It knows what it's about to get into. And I want to grab my 1 cup of chicken broth and put in my Instant Pot. 1 cup. Chicken broth in your Instant Pot. When you're cooking stuff in an Instant Pot, make sure that you're using liquid. Make sure you don't use too much liquid, but use liquid. And now we're going to let our frozen chicken, all of it, get a dip in the pool. Just like that. Or throw your trash away. Almost. Almost. Ta-da! And then I'll make sure my chicken is arranged in the bottom of the pot so that it all fits. Now I will use my Italian dressing mix right over the chicken. I will grab a knife
Oh my goodness.
You said 1/2 stick, correct?
Yes.
1/2 stick, which is the equivalent of
It's a
4 tablespoons.
It's a fourth of a cup.
Which is a 1/4 cup. And make sure that you take your wrapper off, because, well, I just don't think that would taste very well. It definitely doesn't chew up very good. So I'll unwrap my chicken like a little, or unwrap my butter like a little present. Set this butter to the side, and then mushrooms over the top of the chicken.
And those have been drained.
Yes, drain your mushrooms. You don't need that liquid in there. I mean, if you want it, you guess you could if you like the mushroomy flavor, but the mushrooms is going to give enough. And then I've run out of ingredients, so I'm guessing right now all I want to do is put my lid on. Somehow. This is the fun part, trying to figure out how to put this thing on. Listen. Just like that. Make sure it's on seal. And you'll know it's on seal whenever you put this down. It goes, ar, 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 ar.
No.
Not really. It'll just sing a kiss from a rose. How many people got that reference? Tell me right now in the comments below. And now I want to set this on high for 22 minutes.
So you're using manual, or people can use poultry.
Here it is, manual or poultry. We're going to use manual.
You're going to hit it twice to turn off the warming feature.
Warming feature's off. I hit it about 5 times, but down.
22 minutes.
22 minutes.
We do that because we want our chicken to be super tender. It'll be done in 20, but 22 makes the chicken a lot more tender.
We want this shreddable. Did you hear that beep? That means it's ready to go. It's sealing, so it's going to take about 5 minutes for it to come up to pressure. It's going to stay that way for 22 minutes, and it's going to come down. Now, are we going to quick release this?
Yeah. We
will quick release this, but before we do all that, we're going to show you our little trip to Sitting Bull Falls in 3, 2, 1. So where are we headed to today, Mama?
We are headed to Sitting Bull Falls, which is in Lincoln National Forest. We're gonna do a little bit of a picnic there, and then we are going to go check out the falls. There's supposed to be all kinds of hiking. It's also supposed to be pet friendly, so we've got our poker player back there. Can they see him? I'm not sure if they can.
I don't think they can.
We'll have to put up a picture if you can't see how adorable he was.
He was mad posing today.
Yeah. He's got his little, I forget what it's called. It's a pup hat. It probably isn't gonna last very long. But
we got a New Mexico sombrero for him, but he doesn't seem to want to wear it all that much.
He's okay. Yeah, he's okay with the little red puppy hat. But anyhow. But no, we are excited. We've heard a lot of really great things about this particular area. It's a place that I think the locals like to go a lot. It's because there's so many kind of like more national kind of things. I don't think a lot of people maybe always think to go there around here. So we want to check it out because it might be somewhat of a hidden gem. I think a lot of people probably know about it, but
everybody goes to, I mean, you're down here, everybody's going to go to Carlsbad Caverns, or, the state park, or the national park there, the Guadalupe Mountains National Park.
Yeah, and then there's also another state park very nearby, the Living Desert Zoo and State Park, which I don't think we're going to get to make it to. We had to decide between the two, and from what we've heard, we haven't heard anything bad about anything, but from what we heard, that especially on a gorgeous day like today, that Sitting Bull is where you want to go. So that's where we're going, if we could only choose one. So, and then maybe our next time around, we'll check out the Living Desert Zoo.
Oh, yeah.
Although, I will say, we were very tempted to go to the Living Desert Zoo so Mikey could actually say that he really did see a roadrunner.
I saw some in Big Bend. I swear it. One thing I'm going to Google on the way.
Yes.
Is Sitting Bull.
Okay.
What we need to know about it. But this is.
I'm assuming assuming that probably is related to Native Americans. Because that's like the Apache.
This was Apache down here. What? It's Navajo further north.
I'm not sure. So we're going to have to do a little, I'm sure there are signs that probably tell a little bit about all that.
Hey, in the comments down below, who was Sitting Bull?
There you go.
Maybe we'll get a history lesson from you.
There we go.
Oh, great. Sitting Bull Falls, up there.
Absolutely gorgeous.
It's like hidden. You got to drive, what?
An
It was
hour.
like an hour, over an hour to get here.
Yeah.
It's not as far away as you'd think, but it's all 30-mile-an-hour roads. So for some of us, maybe a little less than an hour. But it's about an hour to get here, and there's all kinds of picnic areas set up for people to grill out. And
Bring $5 cash.
yep, $5 cash, no card.
Yeah, you have to put it in an envelope. It's kind of like an honor system thing, but I did see somebody like checking or something. So, but you got to have cash to put in the cash box.
Yeah. So be honest, put $5 in the cash box, get a ticket for your car, and then take a walk. It's not that far. It's only about a 5-minute walk to get back here once you get in the park.
We had a yummy picnic in the
More bees.
oh, there were lots of bees.
Yeah, there's lots of bees coming out.
It's early March and there were lots of bees, but other than the bees, it was a very nice little picnic area.
Yeah.
And then you
We
walk
took the
back
grill,
here,
grilled out.
and it's incredible.
Oh my gosh.
Like
it's-
I've hiked for hours before and not seen something this pretty.
Yeah. I was telling a couple up there that this is probably one of the most beautiful places we visited yet.
Yeah, it's
Like
gorgeous.
I said, you have to. They had to really search to find this place, but it's gorgeous. I'm sure, like later on in the spring, as it gets a little rainier down here, these falls are really coming down. But for now, it's just a beautiful trickle. It's like a little oasis back here in the desert.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And Addie's having the time of her life.
I think Aki is too.
Yeah. Incredible.
Gorgeous.
We're saying that about everything, but
Yeah.
no, really. Like, I have hiked miles before to see less beautiful
Like, put your seatbelt on.
waterfalls. Like,
Yeah.
that was incredible to be able to just walk right up to.
Yeah, it wasn't a hike. It's a walk for sure.
And again, we're here in March, but it was not like crazy busy either.
Yeah.
Like that little picnic area was beautiful and fun, and I would say it was a little busy, but we're also here on a weekend, and I think it's probably one of the nicer weekends, because everybody's kind of like,
it's hot. I say hot.
It's in the 70s.
Yeah, the temperature gauge on the truck Sittin was 84 degrees.
Yeah.
The sun makes it warm when the sun goes down.
Oh,
it's not so
yeah.
warm.
You've got to have jackets because it's that cold.
The water's cold too.
Yeah. But the falls, like even with this dry, I think it's a pretty dry season right now because everything else is kind of dried up. I was like really worried that the waterfalls weren't going to be, but no. There's like a main kind of waterfall, and then there's a side waterfall that's all a part of it. And
do you know where the water comes from?
No.
I do.
I bet he does.
And there are underground springs in the canyon, and then it forms in the canyon and turns into Sitting Bull Falls. Where does the water go?
I don't know.
It goes back into the rock of the surrounding mountains, and it pops back out in springs, which the locals use around here.
Is that what's carved out all these canyons?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, that and weather and wind has carved out all these canyons.
And I figured you were going to give us some
and
kind
tectonic shifting.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, that's what the thing said.
His geological wisdom.
Do you know how Sitting Bull Falls got its name? Take a wild guess.
I don't.
Wolf sat on it.
I don't want to drive over that.
No, I think that's so that they can shut the gate and keep people from coming back in, but that looked a little scary.
There's those little teeth things that come out.
I hate doing that. Like when you're returning a rental car, doesn't that just like scare? Like you've been so careful with it the whole time.
And then you have to drive over these massive metal teeth.
And then you have to drive over the spikes, and it's like, please don't bust my tires.
And that's the only temptation I ever had to back up. I don't know why.
But no, hands down, Sitting Bull Falls. Like, bring a picnic lunch. Come, bring your bathing suits. There were I'm sure in the summer lots of people are getting in. There were kids getting in.
As long as there's not a burn ban, they do have charcoal grills that you could grill out in, or we brought our own propane grill.
Yeah.
Those little propane cylinders are handy.
We're gonna have to, like, I think it's in our Amazon influencer store. If not, I'll go and add it. The little grill that we have is just so convenient to throw in the back of the truck, and then when we go to these places, we can make lunch wherever we are. That's one of the things I'm starting to learn, because I'm like, why are we always so hungry? Because, like, we weren't packing lunches, and it's not like you can just go to McDonald's in the middle of this canyon and get lunch.
I think it's kind of bright right here. It's like,
Oh.
Can you see us?
Yeah.
Here we are.
There we are.
For 10,000 years, people have lived in this canyon, according to the people who wrote it down on the signs back there. And in I think it was the 1840s or 1860s is when an Apache tribe was discovered down here by other people who weren't Apaches. And they called Sitting Bull Falls, well, they didn't call it Sitting Bull Falls because Sitting Bull was a Sioux medicine man, and these were Apache people.
Really?
So they really don't know how Sitting Bull got its name. They say it's either that it was named after the Sioux medicine man, even though we're in Apache territory, or it's because of an early explorer that told tall tales and they called him Sitting Bull. Get it? Because bull, you know. But the Apache that lived down here called it, and if there's anybody listening who has Native American blood and I'm saying it wrong, I apologize, but I don't speak Apache. It's Gosta-Hana-Gunti, which means hidden gulch. Because
appropriate name.
Yeah, if driving on the road you wouldn't see it, but you take this little bitty 5-minute walk and it really is a walk. It is not a hike. There's a few steps.
It's all paved. Like you can, I don't know, could you take there's steps to get down to the falls, but I think you could take a wheelchair to the top to at least see it.
They've got like a deck that sees over the whole canyon and the falls.
It's
and
so
everything.
Beautifully done.
Oh yeah, they did a really good job.
It's so beautifully done, and like I said, you're gonna see the falls that we've hiked before, going to waterfalls that haven't been nearly as pretty as that.
During the Great Depression, a lot of good things came out of it. I know it was a bad time for a lot of people, but the government really did a good job stepping in order to finance people's living. And Franklin Roosevelt designated the CCC. And for the life of me, I cannot remember what CCC stands for.
I bet conservation's one of them.
Conservation is part of it, yes. Core. Conservation Corps. Something Conservation Corps. In the comments below, the first person that gets this right, I will send you a pot sticker.
Oh.
What's the CCC stand for? And don't say yes, yes, yes. That's not what it means. But Roosevelt
Get your
formed
Google
it.
fingers ready.
Roosevelt formed it, and the guys that came down here to work to build places like Sitting Bull Falls, which is nothing more than part of the national park. So they during the Great Depression, they're like, hey, this would be a time where we can help to employ people that are now unemployed because of this financial crisis, and it helped to form the national parks and to build places that we get to go to.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and so these guys
I'm so glad you read all the signs.
Oh, dude, I geek out over this stuff. They were paid.
I learned so much because he reads all the signs. I'm like chasing after the kid and the dog, and he comes back and tells me all about all this stuff. We got our own
geeking
jobs.
Out reading stuff. The guys were paid $35 a month, and they would usually send $25 of that back home for their families, and then keep the other 10 to live off of. But they did. They were paid to build those little pavilions that we got to eat in, and
that's awesome.
to build the walkway to go to the falls so that it would attract. I mean, what a brilliant financial strategy. We'll pay these guys $35 a month, and brought them in here, I'm sure, by the hundreds or the thousands. But it lasted so long because we come in, we pay $5,
right? And
there were probably 20 cars there when we came in, and a different 20 when we came out. So it's constantly generating money to keep the national parks going.
Well, to clarify, the sign did say the money that you pay in the cash box there goes directly to this particular park, not the overall.
Oh, that's good, because they might do the upkeep.
Yeah. And it's gorgeous.
And it's clean. They keep it clean. They keep it to where the walkways are all groomed, with all the brush and stuff doesn't come over.
And animals are allowed. So
yeah.
that's one of the things we started running into is some places allow pets and other places don't. There were lots of dogs there enjoying it, and everybody was keeping them under control, and everything was great. And so Octavius had the time of his life. It's all for Octavius.
It is, yeah. In the end, it is.
Alrighty, well, we're headed back to the cow so we can make some instant pot angel chicken.
Good, because after that little walk, I'm still hungry. To the cow!
To the cow. To the cow.
And we are now back from our little journey down there to Sittin Bull Falls. I loved it. That was probably one of my favorite places that we visited so far. Big Bend had the gorgeous mountains and everything. I loved it so much. By the way, that's the Zoodles. We'll tell you about that here in a minute. But Big Bend was gorgeous. It had the gorgeous mountains and the gorges and the gorgeous. And so many different sights. You come up here, and of course there's the caverns that you saw earlier. And there's something about Sitting Bull Falls, I don't know. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was peaceful. It definitely wasn't crowded, and we had a really good time.
It was a bit of an oasis in the middle of...
It was.
The dry
area. It's a dry desert, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's these beautiful waterfalls. So go there. If you're in this area, go there. If you're not in this area, go to this area and go there. It's $5, and it's totally worth it. But now, something else that's totally worth it is the wait. The 22 plus 5 minute plus whatever minute wait, about 32 minutes or so.
It took a little bit more than 5 minutes to get up to pressure because it was all
because
frozen
it was
in there.
Frozen, but we're doing this from frozen. So how about this? In less than an hour, you'll have dinner as soon as you do this. As soon as you do this. As soon as you do this. There it was. Almost there. This is really boring. I should have brought a book. And now the little thingy fell down, and I think I can safely open this up.
Is that the technical term? The little
thingy, the little metal thingy. Yes, we call it the little thingy around here. Call it what you want. It's the pressure safety to make sure you don't blow your hat off or whatever you got. Oh,
doesn't it smell good?
I fogged up my glasses. Oh my gosh, that smells amazing. Those mushrooms look good. I just want to reach in there and grab a mushroom. But here's the thing. It's still hot, so I won't. So now all I want to do is take my cream cheese that my loving wife so very nicely chopped up.
Tried to.
She tried to. It was a little soft. But that's okay. And we'll put that down in there. There's a 1 brick. My other brick. Put it right in there. Get the cream cheese off my fingers. And then go to town. Stir it up. Make her creamy. And again, this is because we do not have any cream of
Yeah, the cream of mushroom would have, if we were going to do it that way, we would have put it in before.
Yep. We'd have put it in before, and we'd only use 1 brick afterwards.
But this is going to taste very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's also going to be lower carb.
It smells so good. And that chicken's falling apart, too.
Now, people normally serve this over angel hair pasta.
Or mashed potatoes.
Or we've even had it over rice.
Spaghetti.
We like it over broccoli to keep it low carb, or zucchini noodles, which we're trying something new that's in the microwave right now.
Yeah, we've never done the frozen zucchini noodles before, so we're about ready to check that out and see how well they do.
But we're probably going to do that off camera because it could get messy.
I'm a messy guy. I'm okay with it. If we're going to tell them that's what we're going to do, I plan on showing them. So I'm going to show you here just a minute as soon as I get my cream cheese all melted down in there. And it's getting really creamy. Oh, it smells so good. Again, I wish I had smell-o-vision. One day they're going to have that technology. But not yet. You're just going to have to take my word for it. There's a couple chunks in there. Let me see if we can get them stirred in. So let me grab my zucchini noodles. Veggie Spirals by Green Giant. And they are hot stuff. Kind of like yours truly.
Honey, no. There's an opening. It was laying the correct way. And then there's a way to just peel back.
Easy open. If you read the directions, you won't have these problems. Okay. There we go. There's your easy opening. Now we'll eat all those noodles.
Now, I'm not sure how many. I'm guessing there's at least 4 servings in there.
Yeah, no, there's about a serving in there for me. Maybe 2. But I'm going to take just a little bit out.
Hey, they held up real good.
They did. They didn't do bad at all. So we'll put that there.
Probably want to salt them a little bit.
And then my wife says I should salt my noodles. So a little bit of salt. Salt Bay. What? Some people will get that reference. Some people won't. If you got that, kudos to you.
Oh my.
There's a dude online, and he's called the Salt Bay, and when he salts stuff, he salts it, and it sprinkles down his arm into the... I don't know if he's the most sanitary chef in the world, but I'm not perfect either.
Now, you could shred up this chicken. We like to have it... we like to just do it the way...
Make sure I get some mushrooms in there, too.
Oh, goodness.
It
just kind of falls apart on its own.
It does. It's falling apart on its own right now.
If you want to use chicken breast, we don't... I know if you use chicken tenders, you probably could cook this in about 5 minutes. Whole breasts, probably 10 minutes from fresh. Frozen, I'm not sure.
Look at that. Dinner. Right there, y'all. Zucchini noodles, angel chicken. Under an hour. And you got dinner. I'll make sure you get some noodles in there. Get me one of them mushrooms. Cool it off real good because it's all hot. And then you get this. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the frozen zucchini noodles are a good thing.
Uh-huh.
Oh. That half a stick of butter and 3 pounds of chicken goes a long way in the flavor. It's so buttery. And then that cream cheese adds another creamy flavor to it. And then you get those Italian seasonings from the dressing mix in there. And then on top of that, you've got the mushrooms, which gives a mushroom flavor for one. And then also it gives a good chewy texture to it as well.
So are you missing your cream of mushroom soup? I didn't think you would.
Oh, I'm happy. Little Lady in the Tramp action there for you. Make that. Absolute, y'all. Make that. That's going to make y'all happy. Some people are going to ask, they're going to say, hey, can I use chicken breasts instead of chicken thighs? I'm going to say, sure. You could use chicken neck if you wanted to, but that'd be really chewy. How long do you think we would cook chicken breast for?
I was saying that just a minute ago. If you're cooking from fresh and not frozen, I think it's about 10 minutes. Double check that. Just, I think you could probably find that on Instant Pot's website. From frozen, I'm going to let someone else answer that down below if you use frozen chicken breast in your Instant Pot.
We're going to reach into our Crock Posse's mind right now. Has anybody ever done an Instant Pot recipe with chicken breast? Because we use thighs around here just because we like thighs more. But there's some folks around here that only like the breasts. Have you cooked chicken breasts from frozen in your Instant Pot? If so, how long?
Michael.
Go ahead, I'll wait. Comment down below. I've still got some left. Or I could also let my family eat too. So in the meantime, if you like what you see around these parts, whether it be the travel, whether it be the cooking, give us a thumbs up down below. And if you haven't become a member of the Crock Posse, click that little subscribe thingy down below. And then right next to it, also click the little bell and we'll let you know anytime that we put out a new recipe for our Crock Posse. And whatever you do, go by the motto that we do, and that is to laugh often.
Oh, eat good food.
And speak life. I love you. Bye, y'all. All right, tell me, what did you just see on the road? What did we just see together?
What are you talking about?
No. You were raised to be an honest woman. I married an honest woman. What did we just see run across the road?
We saw a roadrunner.
That's right. Me.